Good. Okay. Welcome back today on the 12th of what? What? Today is the 12th of what? March, is it? Okay, so today we are going to look at solving quadratic equation by what? Factorization. Are we together? So I'm going to give you the most basic example, and then I'll be going up. I will be increasing what? Ne? Ne? So this will be what? The easiest part. Ne? This will be what? The easiest part of how to factorize quadratic what? Equations. But pay attention, please, as I progress. Ne? Okay, so this is an example here. This is one of the examples that I'm going to give you. I'm going to give you 3 examples. Are we together? Okay, now listen. So when you have such kind of a problem in front of you, how do you sort it out? Yeah? Okay, the first thing that you have to do is, remember, this is quadratic equations. Quadratic meaning you are supposed to have 2 solutions at the end of the day. Are we together? You're supposed to have how many solutions? 2. So what you are going to do is to equate this term to 0 and this one here in the brackets what? To 0, is it? So you are going to say x plus 2 is equal to 0, or x plus 5 is equal to what? 0. Are we together? Therefore, we are going to look for x, is it? So x, 2 will go the other side, it will turn into what? Into a negative, is it? So x is equal to negative 2, or x plus 5 is equal to 0. So 5 will go the other side, is it? And then it will turn into a what? A negative, is it? So x is equal to what? Negative 5. Are we together? So this is how you handle such kind of what? Problems. Are we clear? Okay, I give you 15 seconds. Can you please write this? Only 15 seconds. And time is counting. Okay. So this is how you sort out such type of what? Quadratic what? Equations, or this is how you factorize them. Are we together? Now there are 2 types of quadratic equations. I'll give you one which has a coefficient which is invisible, which is 1, and the other one which has a coefficient of x that is starting from 2 and up. Are we together? We are going to use the same concept that we used when we are dealing with quadratic trinomials. Are we together? Of finding the product and the sum. Are we together? Okay. So the other example that I want to give you right now is, this is example 2, written x squared and then plus 6x plus 5. X is equal to 0. Are we together? So we have this problem in front of us. X squared plus 6x plus 5 is equal to what? 0. Are we together? Let not your mind go in shambles whenever you see such kind of questions like that. Are we together? These questions are very easy. Number 1, remember to find a product and a sum. I explained that this middle number here, are we together? This one here, it is called what? The sum. The sum is the number that you have after adding 2 numbers. Are we together? And then this one here, it is called the what? The product. Are we together? Yeah. Wait first. So this is called the product, is it? We get the product by multiplying the coefficient of x times this one. Are we together? The coefficient of x times this, is it? Are we together? So if this is in a quadratic formula, we say this is A, this is B, this is C, is it? So we get the product by multiplying A and what? A times what? C. Are we together? The coefficient here you multiply by this one. Are we together? Why am I getting this as a product? Because it is 1 times what? 5. It will just give me 5. Are we together? I'll give you a special case when we have maybe 2 here, how to find the product. Are we together? There are 2 different things. Now listen. So you are going to list the factors of the product. The factors of the what? Of the product, is it? So 5, what are the factors of 5? It is only 1 and what? 5. The factors, these are numbers that can go into 5 without leaving a reminder. Are we together? Yeah? So now after finding this, then we are going to find the product and the what? The sum. The product is the answer that we get after multiplying 2 numbers. Are we together? 2 whole numbers, then you get what? A product. So in this case, we can multiply 1 times 5. What is a product? It's 5, is it? It's 5. And then the sum is when we add 2 numbers, then we get the sum. So if we add 1 plus 5, we are going to get what? 6. Are we together? So our numbers that we are going to use in this quadratic equation is 1 and what? 5, is it? Now, what we are going to do, we are going to come back here. Then we are going to write x squared, then plus. Now, we are going to substitute 6 with 1 and what? 5. Because if we add these 2 numbers, we are going to get what? 6. We are just going to break it. Are we together? Yeah? Okay, now listen. So what we are going to do is, check your factors that you got. Are we together? Check these 2 numbers when you are putting them there. Are we together? Yeah? So what we are going to do is, we are going to get what? 1. But 1, we are going to introduce x. Once we introduce x, it will just be x, is it? Yeah? Because 1, already x has a coefficient of 1. Are we together? So it will be x. Yeah? Because it's a positive, that's why I write here plus. Are we together? And 5 is a positive. Then I'll write positive 5x, then plus what? 5 is equal to what? 0. Are we together? Huh? So this is our equation here. Okay? You can check. This is our equation there. Are we together? So from there now, what we are going to do is to enclose this in what? In brackets, and the other side in brackets. Are we together? Yeah? Don't make a mistake of adding these 2, because now you are going to get back to the other one. Are we together? So just here, you put this, you enclose it, and the other side. Yeah? So from there now, we are going to factorize it by saying what is common here in x squared plus x. What is common there? X, is it? So you take it out, then you say x into x squared. X into x squared means x times x divided by what? X. So if you cancel, you are going to have what? X, is it? Then plus, then x into x is what? 1, is it? X divided by x is 1. Here there is a coefficient of 1, 1 divided by 1 is what? 1, is it? Then you come here, plus you take out this, and then here you check what is common in there. It is 5, is it? So 5 is common there. Then if you divide 5 into 5x is what? It's what? X. It's x, is it? So 5 and 5 will cancel, then we are going to remain with what? X. Then 5 into 5 is what? It's 1, is it? So equals to what? 0. Can you see that we have the same things here? So this equation is what? Balancing, is it? So what we are going to do, we are going to take this 5 plus x, is it? 5 plus x, and then we are going to take one of these 2 because they are twins, so we just need 1. Are we together? So we'll say 1 plus x plus 1 is equal to 0. Therefore, can you see that? How many of us recognize this? The first example that I gave you, we started with this, is it? So from here now, you are just going to equate x plus 5 is equal to what? 0, or x plus 1 is equal to 0. So when 5 crosses the equal sign, it will be what? -5. That is the answer. Or when 1 crosses the other side, it will be what? Negative what? 1. Is it? Okay. Any questions? Huh? Hey, this is solving quadratic equation by factorization, not formula method. On the formula method also we will learn that, is it? Then we will learn how to use the formula method. Are we together? Yeah? Who's that one? Huh? Eh, what's the problem? Nothing, is it? Everything is well, is it? Yeah. Okay, so the second, or the last example, the third over this, it's 3x squared plus 8x minus 3 is equal to what? 0. Okay, so if you can see here on this question here and this one, you can find that there is a big distinction between these two. Are we together? The first set of the example that I gave you, it had 1 as a coefficient, is it? So it was easy for us to find the product, to pick as 5 as a product. Now we have, in this case, we have 3. Are we together? We have what? We have 3, is it? So what are we going to do right now here? This is what I want to explain now. Are we together? Are we together? Okay. Okay, listen. Listen, I'll give you time to write. Hey, the problem with learners is that, or students is that, when the teacher is explaining, you must first pay attention. Get the concept. After you get the concept, then you can remain alone and do the situation. Are we together? Yeah? Because if you are writing, then you are going to miss some of the most important things that I'm saying. And it's going to be very, very difficult for you to sort out these problems. Are we together? So pay attention first. Even if I erase, then you know how I maneuvered and went to the solutions. Are we together? Okay, now listen. So here, remember, the first thing that you're supposed to do is to find the what? The product and what? The sum, is it? You're supposed to find the product and the what? And the sum. Are we together? The product and the sum. So how do you find the product now in such kind of a situation? Are we together? I said you multiply A times what? C, is it? So A times C, which means 3 times negative 3 times negative 3. What are we going to get? So our product will be what? Our product will be what? Negative 9, is it? And our sum will be what? Our sum will be what? It will be what? 8, is it? Positive 8. Are we together? Now I said you are going to list the factors of 9. From the factors of 9, you are going to pick 2 numbers that you are going to add to give you 8, and to multiply, you get negative what? 9. Are we together? Who can tell me what are those numbers? What are those numbers? Please list the factors of 9. What are the factors of 9? So 9 has got the factors which is 1, 3, and 9. Is it? 1, 3, and what? 9. Are we together? Yeah? So from there, from these numbers, you are going to get 2 numbers. What are those numbers? 9 and 1. But listen, we have to be careful because 9 is a negative here. So it is -1 and what? 9. Are we together? So we are going just to introduce a negative to this. Are we together? Listen. -1 times 9 is equal to -9. -1 plus 9 is equal to what? 8. Are we together? Huh? Are we following? Okay, now listen. So from here now, we are going to introduce x here, is it? We are going to introduce. So this one will, -1 will be -x, and this 9 will be 9x, is it? So let's go back to this. Are we together? Okay, listen. So what we are going to do here is to write 3, is it? So we are going to say 3x squared, then minus what? 3x squared. Since we have 3x squared, then this is a negative, is it? -1. So it will be negative what? X, is it? Negative x plus, are we together? 9 what? X, and then minus 3 is equal to what? 0. Are we together? Are we following? Okay. Are we together? Okay, listen. So from there now, what we are going to do is to enclose this thing in the what? In the bracket. Are we together? So that we can factorize. So what is common here? 3x squared minus x. What is common there? It's x, is it? So you take x out, then you divide in, is it? When you divide in, meaning that it is 3x times x times what? Times x divided by what? X. So x will cancel, then you are just going to have 3x, is it? Such that when you multiply, you are going to get 3x squared, and then x into x is just 1, is it? Then what is common in there? What is common in this? It is 3, is it? So you are going to say plus 3, then you close, is it? Then you divide 9x divided by 3 is what? It is 3, is it? 3x, is it? So this is and then -3 divided by positive 3 is what? Negative what? 1, is it? Equals to 0. So from there, this and this are the same, is it? So we are just going to pick this and this one, is it? Which is x plus 3. Are we together? And then we say 3x minus 1 is equal to what? 0. Are we together? From this side, it's very easy. You just equate this to 0 and the other one to 0. So you say x plus 3 is equal to 0, or 3x. 3x minus 1 is equal to what? 0, is it? So when x goes the other side, what are we going to have? It is negative what? 3. Or this is 3x. So 1 will go the other side, is it? It will become positive 1, is it? So we are looking for x, then we are going to divide both sides by what? By 3, is it? So our answer x will be what? 1/3, is it? Are we together? Huh? Are we together? So this is how simple you can do such kind of questions. That is the simplest way that you can ever find. Okay? Are we together? Huh? So I am going to give you questions over that so that you can, let me see how you are going to do it. Are we together? Okay.